Listen carefully, because what you are about to hear will feel wrong at first. It will challenge your instincts. It will attack everything society trained you to believe. From the moment you were young, they programmed you. They told you to explain yourself, to clear your name, to prove your innocence, to defend your honor when someone questions you. But here is the brutal truth no one dares to say out loud. The moment you defend yourself, you have already lost. Because defending yourself means one thing and one thing only. You have accepted their frame. You have stepped into their game. You have placed yourself beneath them. Machiavelli understood this better than anyone. He knew that power does not belong to the man who reacts. Power belongs to the man who remains untouched. Think about it. Why does an accusation hit you so deeply? Why does your heart race when someone doubts you, questions your intentions, or tries to stain your reputation? Because you fear being misunderstood, and that fear is the crack where manipulation enters. The weak man rushes to speak. He spills words like a confession. He explains himself not because he must, but because he is desperate to be accepted. And desperation is visible. It smells like blood in the water. The powerful man does the opposite. He stays silent. He does not deny. He does not confirm. He does not rush to clean a stain that may not even exist. He lets silence do the work. And silence is terrifying. Because when you don't defend yourself, you force the other person to carry the weight of their accusation alone. You deny them the reaction they crave. You starve their ego. They wanted chaos. They wanted emotional movement. They wanted control. And instead, they get nothing. Silence makes people uncomfortable. Silence makes them over-explain. Silence makes them reveal their intentions. They start talking more. They repeat themselves. They exaggerate. They contradict their own story. And slowly, without lifting a finger, you flip the power. Machiavelli warned us centuries ago that those who justify themselves are already being judged, because the one who needs to explain is the one who believes he is guilty. And perception is everything. When you defend yourself, you signal weakness. When you stay calm, you signal authority. Authority does not argue. Authority does not beg to be understood. Authority assumes it already is. This is why kings do not respond to rumors. This is why leaders do not explain every move. This is why the most dangerous men speak the least. They know something you are about to learn. Not every accusation deserves an answer. Not every attack deserves a response. Not every misunderstanding needs correction. Sometimes the most dominant move is to let people believe whatever they want while you remain untouched. Because truth does not need defense, only insecurity does. And once you understand this, you stop wasting energy on noise. You stop feeding parasites with attention. You stop giving power to people who never earned it. You become unreadable, unshackable, untouchable. This is not weakness, this is strategy. This is Machiavelli's trick to flip the power. And once you master it, you will never feel the urge to defend yourself again. And now, let's go deeper. Because silence is not just absence of words. Silence is a weapon, and like every weapon, it must be understood before it is used. Most men think staying silent means weakness. They confuse silence with fear. They think if they don't speak, they will lose control of the narrative. That belief alone is proof they have never held power. Machiavelli understood something brutal about human nature. People do not respect explanations. They respect position. And the moment you explain yourself, you abandon your position. You kneel without realizing it. Look closely at every social interaction around you. The boss who over-explains is already losing authority. The man who justifies his boundaries will soon have them violated. The person who rushes to clarify rumors is already trapped by them. Why? Because explanation is submission disguised as logic. When you defend yourself, you accept that others have the right to judge you. You grant them moral authority over your identity. And Machiavelli would laugh at that. He knew that power belongs to those who decide when silence breaks, not those forced to speak. Silence creates imbalance, and imbalance creates dominance. When you stay calm while others accuse you, their emotional state rises while yours remains stable. And in every conflict, the calmer man controls the field. Your silence makes them nervous. It makes them question themselves. It makes them replay their own words in their head. They wonder, why isn't he reacting? Does he know something I don't? Did I miscalculate? And doubt is the beginning of defeat. This is why Machiavelli advised rulers to appear distant, unreadable, untouchable. Because familiarity breeds contempt, but mystery breeds obedience. When you explain yourself, you become predictable. When you stay silent, you become a problem they cannot solve. And humans hate unsolved problems. They will poke, they will provoke, they will escalate, not because they are strong, but because they are desperate. They want a reaction. They need confirmation that they matter. And every time you remain silent, you deny them existence. That is psychological starvation. Now listen carefully, because this part separates amateurs from strategists. Silence is not passive. Silence is delayed dominance. You are not avoiding the conflict. You are letting the other person expose themselves, because people always reveal their intentions when they are not interrupted. They talk too much. They exaggerate. They lie to fill the void. And the longer you stay quiet, the clearer their weakness becomes. Machiavelli believed that enemies destroy themselves when given enough rope. Your silence is that rope. In relationships, the one who explains feelings endlessly loses attraction. The one who remains centered and composed becomes magnetic. In social circles, the man who defends his reputation appears insecure. The man who continues his path unaffected appears powerful. In conflict, the one who reacts emotionally is already defeated. The one who waits chooses the battlefield. This is why kings spoke rarely. This is why emperors answered accusations with presence, not words. This is why the most dangerous men never rush to correct perception. They know something most people never learn. Perception follows behavior, not explanations. If you continue to win, to move forward, to remain unaffected, no rumor survives you. Silence forces reality to speak for you, and reality is louder than any defense. But here is the final and most dangerous truth. Not everyone deserves access to you. Defending yourself gives people a front row seat to your inner world. Silence keeps the gate locked. Power is selective exposure. Machiavelli warned against being too open, too transparent, too eager to be understood. Because once people understand you completely, they know how to manipulate you. Silence protects your core. It makes you unreadable. It makes you unpredictable. It makes you untouchable. And once you reach that state, you stop reacting to disrespect. You stop responding to noise. You stop explaining your worth. You let outcomes speak. You let actions echo. You let time destroy your enemies for you. This is not ego. This is not pride. This is control. And once you master this principle, you will notice something terrifying. People start respecting you more without knowing why. They hesitate before challenging you. They choose their words carefully. They feel your presence even when you say nothing, because silence backed by certainty is louder than any argument. This is not weakness. This is not avoidance. This is Machiavelli's deepest lesson. Never defend yourself. Let power defend you. And now we enter the territory where silence becomes dangerous, because there is a level of power where staying silent is no longer misunderstood as weakness, but recognized as threat. Most people never reach this level. They break too early. They explain too much. They collapse under pressure. But Machiavelli was not writing for most people. He was writing for rulers, for survivors, for men who intended to dominate reality instead of being crushed by it. Here is the truth. The world does not punish injustice immediately. It punishes impatience. And defending yourself is impatience. When someone attacks you and you rush to correct them, you reveal urgency, you reveal fear of loss, you reveal attachment to perception, and attachment is leverage. Your enemy is not interested in truth, he is interested in control. He wants to see how fast you bend, how quickly you react, how desperate you are to restore balance. So Machiavelli teaches the opposite: disturb the balance and refuse to fix it. Let chaos exist, but not inside you. When rumors spread and you remain unaffected, you create a contradiction the human mind cannot tolerate. They expect panic, they expect explanation, they expect resistance, and instead they see composure. That composure feels unnatural to them, suspicious, almost supernatural, and this is where fear is born, because people fear what they cannot read. Now listen carefully. Silence is not empty. Silence is full of implication. When you say nothing, people project onto you their own guilt, their own intentions, their own fears. Your silence becomes a screen on which others reveal themselves. This is why Machiavelli believed that the most powerful man is the one who speaks last, or not at all. Because the last move defines the story. When you defend yourself early, you lock yourself into a narrative you did not create. But when you stay silent, you allow the narrative to rot. Contradictions appear, allies grow uncertain, witnesses lose confidence, and eventually the accusation collapses under its own weight. This is slow power. This is unbearable power. Now let's talk about humiliation, because humiliation is the final weapon used against a silent man. When insults no longer work, they escalate to mockery. They try to shame you publicly. They try to provoke your ego. And here lies the final test. Machiavelli knew that ego is the last chain. The man who must protect his pride will always be controlled. So he taught this brutal lesson: endure temporary humiliation to achieve permanent dominance. Silence under humiliation confuses people. They expect rage. They expect retaliation. They expect collapse. But when nothing happens, they feel cheated. Their effort produced no reward. And without reward, behavior dies. This is psychological extinction. Now here is the part most people will never understand. Silence does not mean you forgive. Silence means you remember. Every word spoken against you is stored, every move recorded, every intention noted. Machiavelli never preached mercy. He preached timing. You do not strike when emotions are high. You strike when the enemy feels safe. Silence lulls people into carelessness. They assume you moved on. They assume you were weak. They assume you forgot. And assumptions are fatal. While they relax, you rise. While they talk, you build. While they gossip, you position yourself. And when reality shifts, no explanation is needed. Your success becomes the verdict. Your position becomes the response. This is why Machiavelli believed that outcomes silence all accusations. Now understand this clearly. The goal is not to be liked. The goal is to be unquestioned. People question those who talk too much. They obey those who act rarely but decisively. When you stop defending yourself, you train people to think twice before challenging you. Not because you threaten them, but because they fear uncertainty. Uncertainty is exhausting, and humans avoid what exhausts them. This is the hidden advantage of silence. It drains your enemies while preserving you. And over time, they self-destruct. They turn on each other. They contradict themselves. They reveal hidden motives, all while you remain intact. Now we reach the core of Machiavelli's philosophy: control perception by controlling yourself. If you are calm, the world adapts. If you are reactive, the world attacks. So you master restraint. You choose when to speak. You choose when to move. You choose when to end the game. And when you finally do speak, it is not to defend, it is to conclude. A sentence, a decision, an action. Final, irreversible. This is why the most powerful men appear silent for years and decisive in moments. They are not passive, they are patient. And patience, in a world addicted to reaction, is absolute dominance. So remember this: every time you feel the urge to explain, to justify, to correct perception, pause. That urge is the moment power is testing you, and if you resist it, you evolve. You step out of the crowd, out of noise, out of weakness. You become something else, unreadable, unrushed, uncontrollable. This is not silence as absence. This is silence as authority. This is Machiavelli's true third lesson: never defend yourself. Let time, position, and outcome do the killing.